So we have completed our first Docker example. In this example, we have covered all the key concepts which is used while dealing with the Docker. If your basic fundamental concepts are clear now, then you can create any kind of complex Docker infrastructure, right? So we will just revise this all the fundamental concept in this session one more time, and then I will teach you the most frequently used Docker commands, right? So let's start with it. So first let's revise what we have did so far. So first we have created the Docker network, right? It has this range and we have given name practice desk network. After creating the network, we have seen that how you can search for Docker images from the Docker Hub. So this is the Docker Hub website. From here, you can filter your operating system and your architecture, and based on that, you can find the various Docker images. Then we have seen that how you can create your Docker file. In this example, we have used multi-stage to create a Docker file. This is our first stage and this is our second stage. Then we have seen that how we can utilize the Docker Compose to build and run our Docker image. Now we'll see the most frequently used Docker commands. The first command which is widely used is Docker images. Right? So over here you can see the two image, namely hello world and practice underscore go. This is the name that we have given while created our service. Right? Now these images can't run themselves. It needs a container to run. So using Docker ps command, we can see all the running container, right? So the name of our container is practice underscore go that we have given here over here. So this container is responsible for running this image. You can see that the image name is practice underscore go and the container name is also practice underscore go. This is the command that we have put over here, which is currently running inside this container. And over here you can see that this container is up before 30 minutes. It is created before 30 minutes. But if it has any port exposed, we didn't expose any port yet. We'll see it in more advanced examples. Over here it is container ID. Now if you want to see the detail of container, then you can use the Docker inspect command. Docker inspect and give the name of the container. Okay, so when you press, this will give the all the details of this container, right? What is the ID of the container, when it is created, and so on. What is the status of container, and which image is used by this container. Then couple of interesting things is about the IP addresses and the gateway. So you can see that this is the IP address of this container and this is the gateway of this container. Now if you remember that we have used network that we have created first, which is practice dash network. So it has taken the IP from the range that we have given. So let's see that. So in the network we have given that 172.18.0.0/16, which means our IP is only from this range, right? 172.18.0.2, and this is our gateway that we have already defined while creating our network, right? So our container, so this is our container which is running in this network. So now you can visualize whole picture that how things are mapped and related with each other, right? Now, uh, this is the two most frequently used command, which is docker images and docker pas, right? And we will see how we can see the stopped container. So if you give the -a option, then you can see other container which is currently not running. This hello world. You can start and stop this container as well. So if I want to stop this container, I just simply, you know, write docker stop and the name of the container. This will simply stop this container. Let's see. Okay, so now if I type docker pre-as, I can't see any running container. But if I type docker ps -a, then I can see that there are two stopped containers, right? Now, if you want to start our container again, then just write docker start and the name of the container, right? Then, if you type again docker ps, you can see that our container is up in the 3 seconds, right? And don't worry, you don't need to remember any syntax. I have given the whole source code as an attachment, so you can use it. Then we'll see the other commands like docker network, and here are the options of docker network command. Mostly we will just use docker network ls to see our network. In this document, I have provided all the commands that you can use with the docker. So this is a kind of docker cheat sheet. This is also attached, so you can download and use it. Suppose I want to remove certain images. For example, I want to remove this image. Right? And I will just use docker rmi, and I will give the name of the image. Okay, so it is saying that I cannot use it because it is used by the stopped container. So this image is in use. If I go into the container, the stopped container, I can see that this is the stopped container. Now suppose if I want to remove this container, I can use docker rm and the container id or container name. So if I will do this, now I have removed the container, right? Now if I will again remove this image, and I will give the id of the image. Okay, so it has removed it because now it is not in use by any of the running or stopped containers. So you can only remove the images if it is not used by any container, whether the container is active or stopped. So first you have to remove the stopped container, or if the container is active, then first stop it and then remove it. Then only you can remove the images. Then if you want to see the logs of the container, so over here we can have this docker ps, and if I want to see the log of the container, then docker logs and the name or id of the container, docker logs, and then just the name. But I don't have anything to see currently, so it doesn't give me anything. Right now, suppose I think we have already seen that if you want to go inside the container, then you can use docker exec command, right? Just forget this id for a while, so I can go within the container and I can just use. Okay, over here you can see the source code which we have copied inside the container. So now I am inside the container. If I want to exit, then just simply type the exit. So this is the command docker exec, which is allow you to go inside the container, right? We have already seen the inspect command. I think we have already checked the docker network command. The volume command we will see in our upcoming practicals. So these are the certain basic things that you should know while dealing with the docker, right? Once these are clear to you, you can do any kind of complex example using the docker. Now in our upcoming section we will see more complex examples of the docker, right? Meanwhile, you can do the exercise with the basic example. You can modify yourself and do certain practices, right? See you soon in the next lecture.